Okay, tonight we're going to make a special wonton soup. And I've got some bok choy there. And I've got some Chinese leaf cabbage. Some shiitake mushrooms. About 3 cloves of garlic. Slice of ginger. It's about 4 spring onions or scallions as they're called sometimes. And 2 sticks of celery. And we have water chestnuts there. And baby corn. Bamboo shoots. And here we have some char siu, which is Chinese roast pork. And on one of the other videos I'll show you actually how to make that. And for our wontons, we have some ground pork there. We're going to mix the water chestnuts with it, chopped up very fine, along with some soy sauce and some garlic. And we're also going to add some chicken breast into the soup as well. Now what I've got here is about half of the garlic that I chopped up, and that's about 6 or 7 of the water chestnuts finely chopped, and some of the green from the bok choy that I've chopped up. Now these are all going to go into the meat thing here, and we'll make the filling for our little dumplings that go into the soup. Okay, now I've added the vegetables to the pork there, and I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of soy sauce and about a teaspoon of the pure sesame oil and 2 tablespoons of the cooking wine, Chinese cooking wine. If you don't have that, you can use sherry if you like. And then I'm also going to add some magic syrup, which is a all-in-one seasoning to this. And there's our mixture for our wontons all mixed up, ready to put in the wonton. Okay, I put all the vegetables in one bowl here, and now we'll dump them all in the soup at one time. There. The only thing I've held back is some of the green from the bok choy, and I'll throw that in later, just as the soup's ready to finish, so we have a little bit of crunchy stuff in it. And we're going to start making the wonton. Okay, now to seal up our wontons, I use a mixture of cornstarch, or sometimes it's called corn flour in the UK, and just a little bit of water. Just make a little mixture there, and I'll show you how that goes in just a second. Okay, these are wonton wrappers. You can usually find them in a Chinese supermarket. Some of the bigger supermarkets carry them as well in the frozen foods. You just kind of thaw them out, and they got flour in between the layers so they don't stick together. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take about a teaspoon of the meat mixture, put it there, and we're going to just basically put some of the water and corn flour mixture we made there. We fold it corner to corner. That kind of seals the edges. And we just kind of fold it together and make a little, like a hat out of it. Okay, and then you just continue on. Okay, in case you didn't see this before, I've got a wonton there, and I just basically rub the edges with my water mixture. I use about a teaspoon of the filling mix. Now you don't want to put too much in there because your wontons won't seal up right, and they'll fall apart when you put them in the water. Okay, so basically I seal the edges like that. More across the top there. Fold that top over, seal that part. Okay, a little bit on each one of those edges. and then I fold it together and then kind of pinch it and make a little parcel out of it. And that's all there is to it. Okay, chances are you're not going to use all your wontons unless you make an awful lot of the mix. But you can wrap those back up, put them back in the freezer, they'll be fine for the next time. And when you make your soup, you're probably not going to use that many wontons in it, about half of that probably for your soup, for the amount we're making tonight. They freeze just as well, so you just put them in a baggie. I find it's easier to leave them on a plate, put them in the freezer, and let them freeze like that first, and then put them in a baggie and stick them back in the freezer. Otherwise, they tend to stick together if you put them all in a bag now and put them in the freezer. You'll have a hard time defrosting them later. We're going to start making our soup now. I've got about 2.5 liters, about 3 quarts of water in here. Now, I'm going to add this chicken breast. That's about 2 chicken breasts that's sliced up. I have a pork stock cube. I have 4 of the Knorr chicken stocks in little pots there, and 1 beef as well. Now you can use stock cubes, or you can use this kind, or you can use a different kind of stock if you like, or you can make your own stock. I just like these, and it's quick and easy to pick them up at the grocery store. Okay, now I've added all the different stock in here. You don't have to have all the different types of stock. I just like the extra flavor that it gives in your soup. And I tend to make a lot of soup at a time. It's even better the next day. Okay. You just make sure that your stock cubes, especially if you're using them, dissolve. Makes it a little bit easier to use the liquid type stock. Okay, now I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce to that. I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of my cooking wine. Again, if you don't have that, you can use sherry. And I'm going to throw in a couple tablespoons here of sesame oil. You can use pure sesame oil or your blended sesame oil. It doesn't make a lot of difference as far as flavor goes. Okay, and you'll get a nice colored stock like this from it. Again, you don't have to use the soy sauce and stuff. Depends on yourself what you want to do. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this cut up chicken breast to it and let it cook right in the stock. Okay. Now we'll let that cook for a minute.